Oh. Well, I should say welcome to a casual cooking session with me. I've got some candy here because I don't know, I've just been at the supermarket next door and the air was kind of dry. And I once in a while I have that problem that the air is dry, like my throat gets kind of strange. And like, but I have some help too, like, so don't worry. I might just sound a little strange if you listen to me right now. Yeah, so welcome to my stream. We're gonna do some Japanese cooking today, and let's see how many people will come by. Anyway, I said this is gonna be some casual cooking, so I'm not like um giving you like all and every single detail and everything on the instruction. I try to like show you what I'm doing and explaining to you, and I give you some background about Japanese cooking and everything. I've just come back from the supermarket, so I have all the ingredients here. It was very interesting because like I thought that the supermarket opens from 9. I should have never been there at opening time. But when I went there, it was kind of strange because like there were like the cars at the parking space and like everybody was still in the car and like what are people doing there? And then I realized, well, it opens like 9:30 and not at 9. So I was like standing there outside and waiting for the supermarket to open. But it was fine. I just had to wait like 7 minutes or something. So it wasn't a problem. Anyway, we'll prepare some things. Also, I will let everybody know that we have started. I'm not sure if I have shared it everywhere. Most probably haven't. But it is what it is. And it's my first. No, I've done this before. I think I did this like 2 or 3 years ago. Don't really remember. I did like a live stream for my Japanese cooking, but I was still at the other place. Moved to a different place now. With some more space. Anyway, I'm gonna share that on some other accounts. Let's go here. My cat is over there watching me. Share, repost. One time. Wait, that's the wrong. I think I shared some old posts, but anyway. Here it is. One time, twice. All these social media is a very interesting thing to take care of. All right, so here too. And I guess that's it. All right. The thing is, nobody's really watching it, so I'm not sure if you're able to hear me. The microphone mic is on, so that should be fine. Well, I guess let's start doing. I could actually prepare some music. Maybe that's not a bad idea, but you know, I usually listen to some music while I do my chores. So basically, we're gonna be cooking 2 dishes today. Usually prepare for 5 dishes, but like this year was so busy. Like I still have here like the cookie cutter shapes. I was really like basically like, so still like making cookies just like 1 week ago or something, right? Here, and the cookie cutters. And we're gonna prepare 2 dishes today. One dish is called chikuzenni. That's more like how would you call that? It's a pot, and but maybe it's called a one pot dish to put like all kinds of ingredients in a pot and like let it simmer for some time, and to have it to have the flavor even more like dense. You basically leave it overnight, and that's basically what we're doing. The thing about Japanese New Year is while I talk to you, I'm gonna take the things out of my bag. Otherwise, we're never gonna be able to start this thing. Um, so the starter is here. Year is the most important thing of the year in Japan. And especially the food is very important, of course. And you're not allowed basically to you're not allowed like it's like an unspoken rule, or maybe it's even like spoken rule, maybe like um that you should not be cooking at the new year. And in case you have heard some meow here, that's my cat. Let me show you. Here is the cat, the meowing cat. It's the cat. It's the cat. His name is Wurstel, which is a German name for like cute little sausage. And he's a really cute sausage. He's such a good kitty. But he is not allowed to cook today, unfortunately. All right, let's wash our hands. We don't want to have cat hair in our food, do we? So now I got here some dried mushrooms, shiitake. We need that for so chikuseni, as I said, is one pot dish. The other dish we're gonna cook is called datemaki, and that's basically a sweet version of your normal tamagaki, of your like fried egg roll. I got myself an apple because I haven't really had time to have breakfast, so like this apple is gonna be my breakfast, I guess. And the cat keeps checking out the bag. Then we have this is called pumpkin. That's like you call it fish cake, maybe probably. Yeah, yeah. So maybe hampen is a little difficult to get. If you don't get hampen, just try to get some kind of white fish that doesn't really have a strong flavor. Maybe codfish shouldn't be a bad idea. Then we got here renkon. That's lotus root. We need that for the chikuseni. So you can like maybe put one thing here and here, so that I know I have everything together for one specific dish. So shiitake. And dried shika, I tell you, shiitake, I tell you, have a really nice flavor. She got some sake. It's a cheap sake. I mean, you can use it for drinking, but I basically buy this like cheap sake for like cooking. There are like specific like cooking sake available, but like they have all kinds of strange things in there, like like flavor enhancer and everything. So I usually don't like those ones here. Then eggs, tamago. The eggs are for of course, the datemaki. Mm. Then there is something I do not need for the cooking. I'll usually get some kind of like vegetable juice in case I don't really get the amount of vegetables I should be eating. I'll just drink it then. Okay, put it in the fridge. So the cats. Then I have something which is called usukuchi shoyu. So usu means comes from usui, and that means thin. Kuchi means mouth. So it's like thin mouth or thin flavor, but actually that's the opposite. It's basically if you want to have a nice soy sauce flavor, but don't want the thing you cook to be like super dark. So you'd only use a little amount of this usukuchi shoyu, and the thing you're gonna cook is doesn't get the color, doesn't take on the color of the soy sauce. Let's go. Then I have sweet peas. I think they're called kine. I forgot the name. I got them here. Then I have here takenoko. This is like bamboo shoots. And the cat meows. Karo roots. They're called takurima in Japan, in Japanese. And this is from Kyoto Prefecture, the prefecture I'm living in. And then we have konjaku. Konjaku is basically made from something just called the devil's root. And yeah, it's apparently really healthy. It smells kind of like fishy, but it's vegan. It's like it's made of root. It's made of a plant. And yeah, it has really strong flavor, and we have to remove the flavor afterwards. But I'm gonna tell you how to do that. All right, then we got the meat. Niku, momoniku. That's like chicken thigh. It's already pre-cut, so like I don't really have to do anything with that besides frying. And Linjin, carrots. Those are basically the ingredients we need for today. Well, not all of them, but like the most important things. There's some other like these are the things I just bought. So I'm just gonna put back the back with you in a second. All right. So then I guess we are going to start. Well, let me get some other things. It's like some good cookie utensils. I already prepared some of them, but like there are some more we're going to just buy advance. Oh wow, the cat says meow. Meow says the cat. So, we got the normal soy sauce here. What else do we need? Some oil for frying. We need mirin, the sweet cooking sake. Oh, there's some sake left. I'm gonna use this one first. So I guess that's the most important thing. I think the normal soy sauce. Another bottle. Just gonna use this one first. So, all right, I think we got everything prepared, so then we can finally start. Maybe it's a good idea to like to tell you what the single steps are. This is basically a dish I only cook like once in a year, so I basically know what to do, but like it's always a good idea to take a look at the recipe before doing something stupid. I mean, there is not really much that you could be doing like wrong, but like better know what to take care of or what to look forward to. All right. So I see the one person has joined us. Hello. Thank you for joining. I have just prepared all the ingredients. Like here. It's gonna be too difficult like to show you while talking. So when I want you to show like what exactly I'm doing with like my hands, then I'm gonna like change position of my cam. But in the meantime, I'll just like talk to you and just open my recipe here. The thing is, I'm not sure if I have the recipe in English. I have it in Japanese and I have it in German. But it doesn't really matter. I'm just explaining to you what I do. All right, so the first thing you have to do is taking care of the konjaku. As I said, the konjaku is this kind of strange thing made of devil's root. And it's kind of smelly. And that's why the first thing we do is get rid of this strange smell by boiling it. So, what does it say? Before we boil. So then we have first, let's cut it in small pieces, rub it with some salt, and then we're gonna put it in hot water and bring it to a boil. And in case you're hearing the cat is fine. He's just like He wants to leave. He wants to go out of the living room. I might like just let him out in a second. So I'm just like removing some water. So like if you take a look at the cognac, it's full. It's like it's liquid. I mean, it's like a block of like jelly, but like it's the bag itself has some liquid inside. We have to remove this liquid. I'm just gonna remove it here, and that's the thing here. It's really. I don't really like the smell. Don't really like the smell. Ugh. It's like a mixture of like fish that has been like I don't know, like stored outside the fridge for too long. It's in I can't really describe it. Like you have to if you have never had it before. Like, the thing is like I don't like the smell, but like it's super healthy. It's like it's said that it cleans your guts. I mean, not in a bad way. Anyway, so I just rinse it a little. All right. Then let's get some kitchen paper. Tap it dry. Oh, yeah, people watching. If you have any questions, just like go ahead and ask. Um, and maybe somebody could tell me if you're able to hear me nicely. I'll just go and check about the sound settings here. I'm just checking the sound system settings here. This is the volume here. It's set to 81. Let's put it to 100. All right, should be fine now. All right, so I got the cognac here. And I'm just gonna cut it in small pieces. You could use a knife, but what I actually do is like I break it into small chunks because, like, if you cut it clean, you have really clean cuts. But what you want like the surface to be as big as possible because we're gonna use the dashi liquid, and the more surface it has, the more like possibility it has to get the flavor inside. So we're gonna use our hands. I just use actually my fingernail because it's difficult otherwise. All right. This is like the chili experience. The chili experience. This is like what I really like Undertale, and this is like maybe what I imagine when somebody talks about like the water sausage, this kind of thing here. Anyway, so let's break it into small chunks, bite-sized chunks. I mean, depends how big your mouth is, but like anyway. So, gonna do that. Cognac shouldn't be that difficult to get. Like if you have a Chinese supermarket or an Asian supermarket around, shouldn't be a problem. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a Japanese one. I'm pretty sure you can also like order it online if you don't really have like an Asian supermarket around. I do not believe this is something that is being sold like in a normal supermarket. So, but yeah, there is not really anything that you could use like to use instead. So if you don't get it, just don't use it. I mean that's the easy thing, right? All right. So next step is to rub it with some salt. So I got salt here. Austrian salt, because I'm Austrian. I have to use Austrian salt, of course. Not really, but anyway. So I got this as a present. Like a fellow Austrian came some weeks ago and like brought it to me as a present. And that's the way it is. やってるよ。まいちゃん、はいはい。8個だけ。懐かしい。My family members have come back from これ shopping. 買ったのよ。はいはい。すごいね。Yeah. So if it's a little loud, don't worry. My family members are back from shopping. They did some different kind of shopping because like they went a little further away to get some more specific things. I just went to the nearest supermarket. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to make it on time. So like what I'm doing here is like Mm. So now that I got that, I'm gonna remove salt again. Just by like rinsing it with some water. So you can see. So much water. That's this slimy texture. So next step is to boil it. Now prepare another pot. And of course, use fresh water. Don't use the water you have just used to rinse the cognac. Japanese kitchens are, I would say, a little peculiar. You don't usually have oven, so the thing you see in the back is not something that most Japanese kitchens have. I just got it because I need an oven to cook, I want to bake or whatever. So just pour some water in here. You can bring it to a boil. Right. And into the pot. So cool. 私にご飯はない？ What can I? It looks like they didn't bring me along anything to eat. So while we wait for the water to start boiling, let's take a look at the next step. And the next step is, oh wait, what, did I even introduce this guy to you? The bowl? I think it's called border cooking. And this one is already washed, so I don't have to wash it. But the next process, the next step is to cut this into small pieces. And there's really a traditional way of doing that. So we don't really need that much. How much do we need? It says 1/4, but you know, vegetable is vegetable. I'm gonna use half of that. Yeah, something like that. I mean, this one is actually short one. I think maybe they cut it already in two pieces. They're like the richer ones are like the double length. Anyway, so that's the the fruit. I'm gonna rinse it just to be sure. So the next step, if you want to do it traditionally, I'm not sure if I'm up for that today, but I'm just gonna show you. So the thing is, with this burdock root, is that as soon as you peel it, it starts to turn its color into dark color. We don't want that. So what we do, we put it into water, and if you we want to be sure it doesn't turn brownish or darkish, then add some vinegar, and that's what I'm gonna do. Ah, rice vinegar. So let's just put a little in here into a bowl and some water. All right, so you feel the water there. All right, got some more water. And so the traditional way is to use the back side of the knife. Then you have some space here. Just use a plate for the peels. So backside of the knife, and then just go like this. That way, you only remove a really like thin portion of the burdock root. So you can see here, I can just using it for peeling. Somebody's watching me from behind my computer. Let me just where's this going? And I think I'm gonna do it in portions because you can already see it starts to turn its color, and I don't want that. I'm just gonna do. Oh, it should be fine. I'm only using half of it anyway, so but it's gonna be a mess anyway. You could, of course, just use a simple peeler, but if you use a simple peeler, you remove too much of the burdock roots, and that's not what you want. So nicely remove all the smaller parts. Great. Now the next step. So you're gonna put part of that in the prepared water, and the other one. That's another really specific way of cutting things the Japanese way. So I cut here a piece of the burdock root, and I cut. It's called juji, like the number 10. So I just cut like incisions here, like 1, 2, like this. You'll see it like you have here 2 lines, like a cross. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm using my knife the same way I would be like using a knife for sharpening a pencil, basically. Usually you use a pen, like, to sharpen your pencil, like different tool. But to sharp, yeah. You know, let's say, clean out the notch. My son is gonna stay overnight at a friend's house for. Uh, uh, my son is gonna go visit a friend over New Year, so they just. And of course, the cat came back. So I'm gonna have to let in the cat. Where's the? Where's the? Where's the? What we hang up? So this looks like it started boiling. So the cognac has started boiling. That's great. Let's set a timer for 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Great. So back to the burdock root. Let's put this here. Try to like do what I'm doing here. All right. So just as I said, like as a pencil, if you were just like I'm not sure if it's visible. Like I try to like get close to the can, but it's a little difficult to do that. So I'm just, setting my knife here and cutting in front to make it look like, like the tip of a pencil. And then keep cutting that way until I cut everything. A very specific way of cutting bubbles. Again, the reason for this kind of specific cut is to get a lot of like surface for the liquid to enter the ingredients, the vegetables in this case. Look, it's a pencil. The cat. The cat. The cat. The cat. I'm not sure if you can hear the cats. Like it always depends. Like it depends on if I'm upstairs on my computer. The sound is not picked up. Downstairs here, apparently it does. But I'm not sure if that's only on the Zoom or also on like YouTube. Never done YouTube with the cat so far. I mean, live YouTube. All right, so this is nicely boiling. Let's reduce the heat a little here. And there we got the second piece of the gobo. And the cat is meandering around here. He has arrived. I'm not really sure what exactly wants to tell me. So we do the same thing again. Like I cut here across, and then again cut it as I would be shaping a pencil. Cat. Cooking with a cat. I know there was like a cooking show, or is, I'm not really sure if they're still doing it. It was like cooking with a dog, but like the dog died some years ago. I'm not really sure if they're still doing it, but like, I'm not sure. Cooking with a cat sounds nice. But I'm not sure if like the cat is like really wanting to take part at that. Anyway, so I'm still. Neko. 猫はにゃーにゃーします。にゃーにゃー。にゃー. That's like the meow sound the cat makes in Japanese language. Meow. Meow. I mean, I know what he wants, but I'm not gonna do this right now. I could maybe like, he has a specific toy that he really loves. It's called Catch Me If You Can. I think it's a Japanese invention, or like a Japanese. It's made in Japan, so I'm not sure if this is like available outside of Japan, but like it's really nice. And he plays at least for some minutes with it. It's like a circle, and it has like I could show it to you later on, but like, all right. So let's put that like in here to put the water with the vinegar in. The cognac is nearly finished boiling, so that's fine. All right. So next step. Next ingredients to prepare. Oops. I got the recipe on my phone. I'm checking my phone right now. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, we got the shiitake. These ones are very important, and these take quite some time. I need a big bowl. All right. So, cognac is done. So I prepare some water in a bowl. And I got the shiitake today. I saw that just before, right? So, yeah. Okay, the recipe says like shiitake, dried shiitake ones. And the cat says no. I don't think he likes that I'm just talking and I'm ignoring him. Western. So these are the dry ones, and we just put them the way they are into the water. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be counting is happening actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 6. And get it ready. And take a look at that. Push the lid. Push this. Push the lid. Push the lid. Was is los mit Lüchte? Machst du raus? Wo bist du weg da? Tschüss, tschüss. Ich gehe nicht mit. Nein, 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 nein. Mau, mau, mau. All right. I am back. So the thing with the cat. He is a one we got him like exactly like 1 year ago when he was born April. So like he's now 1.5 years old and he's still, still a little baby. And he wants me to basically go upstairs with him and go up with him, then go down with him, go up with him, go down with him. And if I don't go upstairs with him, he just like wails me. So I hope he stops the wailing. Otherwise, I have to like really like go upstairs. It's like having a baby, but like a baby that can meow and like talk by itself, but like still like really like he like meow. So what we need to do next with this shiitake, the dried ones, we put them here into. I put them here into this bowl of water. The thing is, it needs to be the shiitake need to be covered with water. So what I do is just like put something on top. You could either put another bowl. I'm just using this sieve here. Yeah, for a strainer. So let's maybe just add some more water. The important thing is afterwards to not throw away the liquid. We need that one. So, um, that's that. What is the next step? Oh yeah, we got the cognac to take care of. So let's rinse the water. I need. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Now I would need the strainer, which I'm already using for something else. You know what? I'm getting a different strainer. I got several ones. Yay! Here's another strainer. So my sink is over there. So I'm rinsing the cognac once more. Great. There we are. That's the way they look right now. Next step. Yeah, I think we go for the carrots. Yes, the carrots. I have a special tool I'll be using for the carrots, which you don't have to, but it's like for the festive style. Where did I put them? You should be up there. So let's use them actually for the Christmas cookie. This is a very special cutter. Do you not guess that's just in here? Yep, there you go. We use this one here. And mirror. Well, wait, I think that's what I need. Yeah. So the well, actually, they're not really cookie cutters, but you could be using them for cookies. They are basically ume shaped. So ume is like the Japanese plum. Not the plum itself, but like this is like the flower, the blossom. And I got two of them, like smaller size and bigger size. And this is sakura shaped, so like cherry blossom shaped. And we're gonna use them for the carrots. And before that, I let the cat in again. Steady. Steady. Kom weer erbij dan. Zo voorstellen dat ik doe. Zo voorstellen. Zo voorstellen. Wat verschillen. Zo. Wait, so washing hands again. So, the carrots. Like Japanese carrots are like they're super thick. And like and look at them, they're like so I don't know, like straight. Like perfectly shaped, that's what you call them, right? So how many carrots do we need actually? It says 1.5 carrots. Let's just use 1 carrot. So, all right, the carrot. Let's peel it. Well, let's first. Let's peel it. Cutting it off. Back so front, cut off. And then peel it with a peeler, or whatever you want to use for peeling. So, Great. Let's sew your peels. Rubbish guys. So, carrot's called ninjin in Japanese. Ninjin. Sounds kind of strange because like nin is it's a kanji for person, right? So, and the second one is mairu, like to come or to go somewhere, in a really humble way. So what we do now is cut them into pieces. I would say around 1.5 centimeters. I'm really not sure about like inches or something because I'm using the metric system, so I'm sorry. Can't really help you there. All right, let's ship here. And cut it into like these kind of shapes. This maybe a little too big. You know what? I'm using this knife. This is like easier to cut here. Yeah, that's better. Way better. Yep. This one. That's right. So now I need the cookie cutter. I'm pretty sure I had a like smaller one, but like that should be fine, I guess. So what I'm doing like here is just using the cookie cutter. Yeah. just like that. And then, ta-da! Yeah, I got one. And I use all the other shapes too. So this is like the cherry blossom one. So the plum blooms earlier compared to the cherry blossoms usually bloom in late March, early April, something like that. And the pume, the plum, usually blooms starting January, February. So like that's basically the symbol of New Year. Because the calendar that we use in Japan is basically now the Gregorian calendar, like the Western style calendar. But originally it was like the lunar calendar, and that's basically 1 month later. So at that time, the cherry blossoms are already blooming. Oh, not cherry blossoms, the plum blossoms. That's why Ume is like a symbol for the new year. All right, so cherry blossoms. I want the cherry blossoms now because they're, look at that. They're so frilly. And cut. You could get them like I mean I bought them here in Japan, but I think you can get like online stores. I don't want to say that Amazon these things, but like you know that's how it looks like. But we have one more step we're gonna do with these. I think I'm gonna maybe cut them in thinner layers. So we're gonna go for another cherry blossom because I love them. But the traditional Japanese way is like, simple. And so ume are way more simpler compared to the cherry blossom. So traditional Japanese that would be ume and not sakura. Right, so and we got one more. So there's one more we can use here, hopefully. Maybe we should have looked where the other ones are, the smaller ones. For them to, preoccupied. What I'm doing here. Yay. Oh, look, aren't they cute? So these are a little too thick, like half size, like half the thickness. So I'm gonna cut them here. So it's too because otherwise it takes like forever to like get softer. What you can hear in the background is like the cat board, in case you can hear it. Yeah. So and these ones we just gonna cut in like small pieces. All right, just gonna put them in here. Here's the bowl. Bowl. And I mean, I'm gonna cut these ones too. It would be like horrible just to throw them away because food loss and everything. And they look cute too, don't they? So, cut, cut, cut. But the next step we're gonna do, that's like gonna be like the game changer. So, all right, let's start with the. So another time of cutting. So like you can see like here, like these edges here, right? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for each edge, like I cut from there into the middle until here, basically. And I do that with every single one. Yeah. Just a little, just maybe like, I don't know, like half of the thickness of the carrot. It's of course easier if the carrot is thicker. All right, and now, I hope you can see it. What I do here is like I start here cutting on top and go further down until the half here. You can see what I did here? And I'm gonna do that for all of the sides here, all of the parts. Look, they look like habits. We can also put them in there. So the same thing over and over again. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ah, that was too much. from top to bottom. I'm really hungry. So, okay, so that's the first finished pizza. That's the way it looks like. Looks very cute, right? And into the pot it goes. So, and the same thing with the cherry blossom one. That's a cherry blossom one. You see, like here, like the edges are more fluid here. Here, you can see like the insinuation here. Yeah. All right, but the same game again, the same thing again. Cutting here from the edge to the center. You can see like I don't cut till like completely down, but like half it. And the next edge and the next edge or corner here and here. All right, and again the same step, cutting here, diagonal down there. That's a little too much. Wait, one, two, three. So now if you have somebody who can help you, that's like really nice. That would be really nice because that saves you a lot of time. And that's the thing, like, like when you see like Japanese people make like bento for their kids or something, like that's the small steps that really take so much time. All right, so we got the cherry blossom one. So cute. Kawaii. All right. And some more. I mean, if you're just lazy, you can like omit that step. You can just like skip that one. But if you really want to go for like impress um your guests, and this is Japanese New Year, so like you're gonna be having like a lot of guests, or hopefully, because it's a family festival. It's not like partying like New Year in the Western countries, but it's a family thing. So people meet up with their families. And because you have so many small dishes that are prepared for the new year, you basically start like 2 or 3 days before New Year. So basically, you start on 27th or 28th. Basically, people have like a whole schedule of which dish they cook like on which day because of the different like due dates or something. And yeah, but this year I am not that diligent. I'm just making two dishes, and the other ones I like we bought like a store, not store made because like we bought it at the restaurants. Like that's so you can like order like the whole. You can like really skip the whole thing if you don't want to feel like if you don't feel like cooking or don't have time or whatever. Then you can like order it in the restaurants or you can order it at the supermarket or department store or like whatever your fancy is. All right, so we got some more. I think this is the last one I'm gonna cut. Like this, the other one was just like gonna put in the pot. I'm lazy today. Flavor doesn't change, but like I'm not sure how you say it in English. In German, you have a saying like the eye eats along or the eye eats. There's like it, what you see makes you feel more like hungry or makes you feel like more appreciative of your food, or you get maybe more I don't know your flavors more flavors out of it, or like it's the eye, it's the imagination. I think the Japanese culture is really weird, right? So like you say like the simpler the better, frugal and everything, but then you have like all these like ornaments and decorations and all of these small details and everything. That's kind of like yeah. All right, so I'll just like put them in here. And here, that's it. Great. Okay, this step is done. Next step. What is the next step? We're gonna take care of the bamboo sprouts and the lotus roots. Let's go for the lotus root. No, let's go for the bamboo sprouts first. Bamboo sprouts. The thing is like is actually a thing for spring. It's not spring yet. And the bamboo sprouts have really like a stringent flavor, and you can't really eat them the way they are. I mean, pretty sure there are people who eat it like that, but like you have to boil it for a long, long time. So usually, what you do is like go to the store and buy like this pre-cooked one. So takenoko, take is like bamboo, ko is the child. So takenoko is like the bamboo sprouts. It's like the child of the bamboo. And I'm gonna open it here. Look at that. That's how it looks like. It also has a very interesting flavor, smell. I'm gonna rinse it. So yeah, basically bamboo is also like a symbol of spring, at least the bamboo sprouts. And it's winter, it's cold, and people looking forward to spring coming again. And so basically that's why we use these kind of ingredients. So we're gonna cut it in quarters lengthwise. I mean, this is already only half of it, so like cut it in half. So let's show you. Oh, here. It looks like how are these called? Like these I don't remember the name in English. Like these uh, for halvers, like these. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. Maybe somebody knows. Like, please write in the chat. If not, it's yeah. All right. So we got this one here. So it's like we just cut it into pieces. If you want, you can cut it even smaller. Maybe let's cut it into smaller pieces. Do more like these here. And now I'll cut it in pieces like that. I mean, this one is already fine, but like once in a while, you should, before you cut it, you should like check if there's some white parts in there. It's like from the whatever kind of process they do. So just make sure to like check if it's nice and clean. But this one is fine. So cut it in white shaped pieces, basically. Okay. Kirimasu. That's the Japanese word for to cut. Kirimasu. And then there are people like, yeah, harakiri. Yeah, that's the word, right? But so hara means like belly, and kiri from kiru, to cut. Like there was a traditional like way of like samurai who are uh, did something atrocious or like lost their master, whatever, to you know. But the Japanese word is actually the harakiri, it's seppuku. And seppuku is just the Chinese pronunciation of the same kanji, hara, belly, and kiri from kiru. And the kanji are like changed, and that's why they use like the Chinese pronunciation, not the Japanese pronunciation. In case you're wondering what the Japanese and the Chinese pronunciation are, the Japanese pronunciation of the kanji is used when you have a word that consists of one kanji, and the Chinese pronunciation is used if you have a word that consists of several kanji or several parts. All right, so next step is the taro root, the satoimo. Satoimo. So this like apparently this is like really famous from Fukui. I think what was the name? Choatsu? I don't remember the name, but really like I saw it recently on TV, like a local TV. They're like, this is the best, highest quality of like taro roots. So like use them. Of course they do. And they're pretty starchy. So important thing is you like to wash them nicely, to rinse them nicely. How many do I need here? It says six. Well, looks great. I think these are six. Perfect. They look so cute, right? Very. All right. So first step, wash them and peel them. Oh, look, it's a baby. We're cooking 1 hour. Okay, here. And the last one. Let's see if we can use the cooler for that one. Yeah, it's good. At the supermarket, they also have like pre-peeled ones, but like I wanted to show you the whole process. We're not gonna skip anything here. We're gonna do all the work, all the work. Peeling and they're basically white inside. In here. Roots are really a very like traditional ingredient for Japanese. Right? Maybe like basically Asian dishes, I would say. Yeah, the cat. You might have realized that I talk in German with my cat, so because for my son, I feel like it's important to use German once in a while, not only with me. So I we decided just to like use German when talking with the cat, and not just German, but like Austrian German and really super like strong dialect. So like people come here like, what are you talking about? I don't understand you. All right, so let's rinse these towels. Great. One done. 5 more to go. I don't like feeling. Well, we gotta do it. Let me check if the cat's still playing. Where's, where's the where's the Where's the Musst du noch in die Kamera schauen? Musst du in die Kamera schauen? Wo ist denn? Na komm her. Ah, sorry. The cat. The cat. Cat is approaching. Look, there's a cat. It is a cat. Where's the? Where's the Lucian? He's a really nice cat. Damn, two puppies. Where's the Lisa? I'm gonna wash my hands soon afterwards, so like. So bravi kattisen, so bravi kattisen. He's a very cute cat, but he's like really like how do you say clingy, I would say. That's fine. I like him very much. He's a really good cat. Very cute. Mhm. And he's really intelligent. Like so we're gonna use dashi afterwards, and I use dashi pack. But you can also use like bonito flakes and make it from scratch, like really. But like so when we use this dashi pack, and I don't really throw it away immediately, he's gonna jump up here and steal it from the soup. Okay? Yeah, cat. Good cat. Washing hands again. I'm going back to the peeling work. I should prepare something to drink for myself. Here. You know what? Let me have a quick look at what's going on my phone. Just in case if I. Hmm. Second. I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Wait. Do you have to link even? Where is it? Where is it? Um, Let's just copy it. Wait. Yeah, this is the link. Good. So now that's done. Let's go back to cooking. Where is my recipe? Where is the recipe? We were at cutting the taro roots, right? Before cutting, we need to peel them, of course. One of my favorite, not favorite steps. All right, but we are nearly done for all the preparatory steps for dish number one. Are you cooking ready for 1 hour? Great, isn't it like great? So yeah, like as I said before, if you really like cooking all the dishes for Japanese New Year, I would say maybe like the main dishes for the New Year. It's called Osechi for these kind of like New Year style dishes. I think there may be like 8 or 9 like main dishes that are really like traditional, which are basically included in every Japanese household, in every Japanese family. Um, so yeah, and each of them like takes quite some time. So if you don't gonna do all like the 8 or 9 dishes, I would say 16 to 18 hours, maybe longer. So yeah, it's a lot of work, really a lot. And yeah. So back in Austria, when I was like I had cooking courses basically. I had cooking courses like real cooking courses, like not online, but like offline. So I'm used to like doing that. And this, I think we cooked like 4 dishes or 5. I don't remember clearly. And that cooking course was basically all day long. And like, oh my God. But the most strenuous thing for me for the cooking course are the preparations. Not so much like the pre-preparations, like going and shopping, buying all the ingredients, but more like afterwards. After the cooking is done, like you have to like take care of like dishes and things of around like I think the maximum of people I had like once was like 12 people. And that's really a lot. And like I had a small kitchen, like I had like a rented room, like with kitchen in there. And there was one dishwasher. And like I remember like after the cooking class, like it's strenuous like doing like teaching cooking lessons, right? And then afterwards you still have to deal with all the like dishes and like cleaning and everything. And usually it took me like another 2 or 3 hours to like be like finish everything. What's the And then afterwards I was like heto heto. That's just like completely exhausted. A Japanese like sound word, Japanese onomatopoeia, for the feeling when you're like completely exhausted. Heto heto. Was not Looks like the cat wants something to eat. The cat wants something to eat. What do we need? Stop for a sec. Just the cat get some cats. So let's go back to the cooking process. We got some more tar roots to peel. Uh, peel, peel, peel. Ah, yeah. Peel in Japanese means muku, mukimasu. 今は里芋を剥いています. Muku is the base form of the dictionary form. Mukimasu is the more polite mas form. And if you want to say like you're doing something just right now, like the ing form in English, it's 剥いています. I'm not gonna teach you Japanese grammar right now because like doing cooking lesson, like teaching you Japanese grammar is maybe a little much, but like that's what I do usually in my Japanese lessons. Great. So that one is done. Two more to go. A super small one. You know what? Like if I peel the small one, I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be much left there. Unfortunately. The cute ones. Kawaii. That's it. So interesting. Like if I peel it, I can see like a little like pinkish parts once in a while. I think it's like where the roots are like over situated. So this new year is gonna be a quiet one. We were thinking about visiting the mother-in-law, but like it's we're gonna be like super busy and like this year, like the my husband's relatives are kind of far away actually, like super far away. Like we're living here in Fukui, which is like sugoi inaka, do inaka. Inaka means like super countryside, like hillbilly. And she lives in Saitama Prefecture, that's just next to Tokyo. So it usually takes us like luckily there's like a direct Shinkansen connection to Tokyo, but not like to Saitama. We have like to go to Omiya and change trains there. It usually takes like 4.5 hours to go there from here. Um, and unfortunately, my husband's dad died this year, so we've been like going back and forth for all like the ceremonies and things, and we had like a really busy year this year. So and we were thinking about going and visiting her, but like my husband has like a younger sister, and their other relatives. So she's not gonna be lonely, and we're gonna visit her maybe another time. Also, another reason is like we will have an exchange student starting from the 4th of January. So that's like in only a few days, and we will be super busy like with preparation, getting a bed, getting like all the things for her to like have a nice room. And I have to go to Tokyo actually to get her from the airport. But she arrives like super early, so it would be impossible for me to like uh, be there on time if I leave from Kui, because it takes like 5 hours to go there, or 6 hours even, like to go to the airport from here. So I like the first train, the first Shinkansen from here leaves at around 6 or something. So the earliest time I would be arriving would be around noon. That's way too late. So what I'm doing is on the 3rd, I'll go to Tokyo, stay one night there, and then early morning go to the airport and get her from there. And that was actually super difficult to get like a ticket, a Shinkansen ticket, because so the Japanese New Year is not only one day, it's 3 days. It's like until the 3rd. And even though it's a holiday, it's like a Sunday that forces a Sunday, people start going back. Like, so the thing is like, so, like many people live in Tokyo, but during the New Year, they go back to their parents' place. And of course, they need to go back to Tokyo afterwards because, of course, they have, like they have to work again. So they leave back to Tokyo. And that's usually on the 3rd, exactly that day when I go to Tokyo. So like I booked this ticket like 2 weeks ago, and there was only one train available early morning where I sorry, there was like a still free seat available. All the other trains were completely booked out. The normal class, the green class, the business class, the grand class, like all these like classes completely booked out. Only this one train from Fukui to Tokyo had a few seats left, and I was lucky to get one of them. Lucky me. All right, so I got the taro roots. I'm gonna rinse them once more. Use this one here. Everything. So let's put them in here. That's how they look like. They do really look similar to like normal potatoes, but they are not. Way more starchy. Oh, the flavor is quite different. Let's go and release the thing towards, because like deep taro are they really make a mess. So better take care of that. All right. So now we're gonna cut the tarots into small pieces, bite-sized pieces. Let's see. What does the recipe say? Dun, dun, dun. Yes. I'm gonna move the bigger knife to that one here because they're kind of slippery. Uh, showing you the seeds of them. Here you are. Bite-sized again. Sized. Yes. That should be fun. Yeah, they look great. But we have to rinse them once more. They're like super starchy. Super starchy. Yes, meow, says the cat. So cute. Small one here. So cute. So very cute. Cut. 切ります。里芋を細かく切ります。You could say like 一口。一口 means like one mouth. And that's also like this, that's the Japanese word for bite-sized. Yes. Cut and cut. Cut and cut and cut. Great. So, two more to go. Two more to go. Slimy starchy. What? Cut. 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 で、切って。おかえり。
ただいま。
おうんちしちゃったんだよ。カレーが入ってます。
終わったの？
うん。So, I'm nearly done with the cutting. Great. So, all right. Let's rinse everything once more. Let's rinse off all that starch. That makes the flavor way better. And also, like, if you leave the starch on, the cooking process will not give you the results you want. Because if you don't remove the starch, it will only basically boil the outside, but not the inner parts. So it will be like still completely firm inside and outside will be too soft. The same thing basically happens if you don't properly wash your rice, your Japanese rice. So better take care of that if you really want to have a nice flavor, nice texture. All right. So yep. Yep, yep. Yep, yep. Great. So next step is the chicken. Chicken here. We're gonna marinate it with sake to get rid of the, chickeny raw nama in Japanese flavor. So there's kind of a tea on the outside. So hi. So we're gonna put sake and soy sauce on it. Sprinkle it with some sake. I'll just do it directly here in the container. Whoops, that was a little too much. Doesn't matter. Just gonna marinate a little. Gonna remove a little from the. And no, the soy sauce. Soy sauce. Where is the soy sauce? Where did I put it? Oh, there. Soy sauce. Suck it back to its place. Soy sauce. Great. All right. Oh, that next step is yeah. Let's take a look at our shiitake. Shiitake, shiitake, shiitake. We can just put it there. Doesn't matter. So the shiitake, yeah, they are still quite firm, especially like this the stalks, but like that stuff maybe can really change. Good. Wait just a little longer. It takes a little. You know what? We can prepare the mix in between. Here's what I don't need right now. So all these things. Put here aside. And so what do we need for the tatemaki? We need a container. Where did I put the container? It's not here. Oh, there it is. So what I'm gonna do? We're gonna use this one here. Hampen. One package of hampen. It looks interesting, right? So that's fish cake. And we just, you could cut it, but again, the same as I did with the konjaku. I just, chigiru, that's the way you say it. How would you say it in English? I guess like, peel it off. Tear it off. That's the word. So tear it into pieces. Just like that. And in case if you don't have hampen, just use any kind of white fish without strong flavor. Great. Then we need eggs. Great. So how many eggs do we need? Four. Four big eggs. Tamago. Tamago. One, two. And just put them in that here. Right, yes. No need to separate the yolk from the egg whites. Tamago 1個. Tamago 2個. One egg, two eggs. you count small items with ko, small roundish ones. Ko. Ikko. Ichi plus ko becomes ikko. So yeah, people keep asking me like, so how should you like improve your Japanese? Well, just use it. Do something you love by doing it in Japanese. It might take some time to be able like to read Japanese recipes, but like you can like learn how to count things because it depends on the shape. Like that's ko. But for example, carrots are hon, 1本, 2本, 3本. Okay, one more egg. Tamago, 1個. That was egg. 3個. And one more. 4個目. All right. So what else do we need? We need mirin. I suggest using hon mirin because there's something called mirin fu, and that's not the real thing. So hon mirin basically is alcohol. So if you live in a country where they don't really sell alcohol in like specific, you have to go to a specific store, then of course get the mirin fu. But otherwise, I suggest you for the perfect flavor, get hon mirin. Hon means like real in this case. We need 2 big spoons, 2 tablespoons of mirin. 1, 2. I'm a little lazy. I'm not using the spoon here. Like the feeling of it. And sake. 1 big spoon, 1 tablespoon of sake. Yay. And then we need sugar because it's gonna be sweet, but not that much. 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay, now I got the spoon. This is called teisai osato. So this is made of beets. It's the more healthy version, the healthy version of white sugar, basically. So 1 spoon. And you go. So next step. What else do we need? Oh yeah, we need some soy sauce. And here, yeah, we can use the normal soy sauce here. We need this the Osechi soy sauce for the other dish. So where did I put the soy sauce? Where is it? Maybe you can already see it and I don't. Ah, no, where is the other one? Help me find the soy sauce. Help me. I'm blind. Where did I put the soy sauce? I knew I had it just before. For marinating the chicken. Oh, there it is. Great. So, how much was it? The cat is back. Um, just half of a teaspoon, just like a splash. Great. And if you have honey, if you don't have, just add a little more sugar. I should have honey somewhere. I put my honey. I put somewhere. Where is the somewhere? It should be with like baking ingredients, but it's not there. Where is my honey? Hmm. Honey in Japanese is hachimitsu. Hachimitsu. Alright, so here's the hachimitsu. I can't really seem to find it right now, so we're just gonna add some more sugar, and that's it. Kill the mouse. I know it. I know I have honey, but you know, it's what it is. Mm, how much was it? Yeah, that should be enough. Great. So now that we have all the ingredients, basically, we just use a blender. Now where's my blender? It's here. Great. Do the blending thing. I'm not gonna show you how like to use the blender, and I don't really have an outlet, electrical outlet, so I have to go over there. But like this is what I have right now. I have all the eggs, I have the hampen, I have all the liquids in there, and just gonna mix it until it's like nicely combined. All right, do that as thoroughly as possible. Especially if you're not able to get tampen, if you have like white fish, then it's really like you really have to use a nice food blender. Otherwise, it's gonna have all like small pieces, and that's not what you want. The next step is use a strainer. But before that, I'm going to preheat the oven to how many degrees? 200 degrees Celsius. So please, 370, 380 Fahrenheit, I think. And this baking tray, put baking parchment paper, and then put the liquid onto it. And put it into the oven. So cooking sheet. And this is non-bleached, as you can see. So, bacon. Also use a fry pan if you have, but like what's important is like the shape. If you have like a rectangular shape, that's perfect. If it's round, I mean, afterwards you have just to cut off like the edges, but like, all right. So a fine strainer. I'm gonna use this one here, and it's just like, yeah, this is really like super liquidy. I should have put maybe a little more hampen, but like that's what I got. I think I just take one more container. Do I have one more container somewhere? There should be some somewhere. Or Let's use these ones here. I love one. I love these because of the bamboo leaves here. Great. So let's strain away. Just using this spoon here. Let's strain them. To get rid of all the small possibility pieces. You want to really have like a fine, smooth texture. And using a strainer makes it really easier. Oh yeah, and in Japanese it's couscous. So because there's like an, so like the repeat phase, which is called koshian, and that's like grained bread and paste for more smooth texture. Do the strain, do the stir. If you want to save some time, just like limit the strain process. But as I said, for the best quality, it would all be important, all the steps.ちょっと、あとちょっと。All right, that's done. There we go. Look. Should cover nicely. Yeah, mine is a little too thin this time. I should have added um, some more hotbed, but it is what it is. It's gonna work out fine. It might be a little thinner, but that's okay. Into the oven we go. How many minutes? 20 minutes, it says. Maybe not too much. Thousands. Let's, It hasn't reached the temperature yet, so gotta wait some more time. All right, so yeah, I forgot actually one thing to do. We forgot about the rencon. Now that I see it here, the lotus roots. This is Kaga rencon. So Kaga is not far from Fukui. So how much rencon do we need? Rencon. It says like half a rencon, but like that's the big one. We're gonna use the small ones, and we should like come up with about the half size. Yeah. We're gonna go and have to throw this one away. It's kind of. Bad luck with choosing this one. This is like completely moldy. Sorry, I'm not gonna use that one. I'm still gonna show you what to do with it, but like I'm not gonna put it inside. レンコンダメだった。
鍵入った？
そう。
ほらほら。買ってきたやつ？
そう、今日買ったやつよ。
ひどいな。
やつ。蚊がレンコンだよ。まあ、やり方見せるんだけど、入れない。That's what you get if you don't really closely look at everything you buy, even in Japan. So anyway, what we do is first we peel. We peel. You see it? It's like, it's just normal peeling process. I think that the problem is like, a lot of that is prepared for New Year because it's an ingredient, a really important part of Japanese New Year dishes. Not only this one I'm cooking right now, but like several other dishes. So like they are like mass prepared just for today or like for the New Year, right? So they most probably like prepare like way in advance, and then of course, yeah, it can happen that it starts to get moldy. Bad luck for me. Bad luck for me. More luck hopefully next time. I mean, of course, I could send like somebody to the supermarket and get some more right now, but like we're cooking. So to show you what you have to do in case you get a renkon which is not moldy, we cut it basically into circles. Or what you could do before, actually, that's a good idea. No, let's cut it in there. Let's do it like that. There is one way you could like do the whole thing and cut like small incinerations, but like this one is super small. That's a little difficult. Bigger ones it's easier. So just cut it into circles before and then do that afterwards. And then you don't have to, like in between here, between the holes, you just cut small incinerations. Yeah, with bigger ones, it's way easier. I should have used the big one, but it doesn't really matter right now because the bigger one is also like moldy, unfortunately. Yeah, definitely use a big one for that, not a small one. Small ones is like super difficult to cut here. And definitely use a small knife. With a big knife, that's gonna be a problem. But just that you know, like the process of what you're doing there. So like if I were not cooking live, I would just go to the supermarket right now, like and show them what I got here and ask for refunds. And I definitely would do that. What are these cookies? No use to cry over spilled milk. Anyway, yeah. So what you want to go for is basically to cut. It should be looking like a flower, right? It looks like a flower, like with all these small incinerations. It looks like a flower. That's how you cut it. And then you could either put it like the whole way or cut it in quarters, just like that. That's how it looks like. All right. So the oven is preheated. Let's go for maybe 10 minutes. I mean, it's not too much. It's very nicely done because it's super thin. Anyway, so you know what? Let me check about the rincon. If it's like with mold and things. Um, rincon, kabi, rincon kabi. Yeah, it says further away. Yeah, further away. No, further away. And rinse the board. The cotton board. Kind of sad because I really love rincon. I like the texture, flavor. Well, especially I like the texture, like the crispy, crunchy texture. Right. In case you hear something, that's the vacuumer. It's preparation for the new year. Everything needs to be clean, including, of course, also vacuuming. I'm sorry if it's kind of loud, but so, all right. Um, so I guess now it's time once more to take a look at the mushrooms, the shiitake. Shiitake. Yeah, way better. Still kind of hardish because I bought big ones. If you got like small ones, like not whole ones, then it's easier. It doesn't take so much time. But it is what it is. So that's how they look like. And I love the smell. And that's like really one of the ingredients that really gives this dish nice flavor. All right, so let's start cutting. And do not throw away the liquid. We need it afterwards. So first of all, remove the stem. Stem is still hard. You could keep the stem for like as a soup ingredient. So now let's put it back in a little here. Gotta take care, don't cut yourself. Same goes to me. Great. So now we're gonna cut them into slices. See what they say. That's the recipe. Mhm. This should be fine. So copy them here. Oh, you don't really see them from this. Cutting them. And that's basically the last thing we need to do before we can really start doing the whole process. I'll prepare the dish. Also, like the reason why you shouldn't be cooking on the New Year is has basically two reasons. Like the traditional reason is basically that the gods would be mad at you because like the goddess of the god deity of the New Year is gonna come, and you're spending time in the kitchen. That's really not like uh what you should do when dealing with gods. The other side is winter in Japan is really dry, and if you cook and they have to take care of customer like guests during New Year, chances are that you forget that you're cooking something, and then the whole kitchen could burn down because traditional Japanese houses are made of wood. And wood burns nicely. So let's take a look at the muffin. Let's try and add some loose. You're a little too much. You are. You are. That's what it looks like. So maybe do that first because it's important to do that immediately after. Otherwise, it's like um, it gets too dry and then it's difficult to brown. And I got a really special tool for that. Just for today, I bought this one tool. I mean, I got this for years, but like I'm only using it once a year just to make tatemaki to give it a specific shape. So that over here. Wipe it nicely dry. Make some space. Right. Let's do this. Rashford with the Philippines. Yeah, over there. It's time to roll. First, cutting, well, it's super thin, so you don't have to, but usually if it's a little thicker, you have to like cut some small lines in here to make it easier to wrap it. Also, the brownish side needs to be outside. Wait. Yeah. So there's just that's here. And now fat paper. All right. And now we need to fix this here. You could use some elastics or using these guys here. Just gotta cut scissors. Push. So, some correct side here. So let's cut off little two to have it in place. Oh, I see. We've been cooking already for 2 hours, and you're nearly done. Well, I mean, partly nearly done. So this is important because this now needs to go in the fridge to get the shape that it's like originally should have. Here. Best if you have like two people. One person is like holding it in place, and the other person is doing the other thing here. Right. With nice little charm. Alright. And into the fridge. You can like put another like layer of like um wrap around it, but that's fine. You could like cut off these pieces here. Let's do that. Let's cut off the pieces with easy now. And when you put it in the fridge, don't lay it flat, but lay it like upright. Yeah, and that's how it looks like. I'll leave that in for overnight. Hmm. Yeah, tastes nice. So back to the other recipe. Um, so kind of like it right here. The what am I looking for? Ah, so let's get this at the pot. First thing we add, yeah, we should prepare the dashi actually. The dashi. That. So we have here the butternut. Now it should be fine like to remove it. Just put chicken with the other ingredients. Besides chicken. The chicken needs to be like fried first and then we put all the other ones in there. This liquid we don't need anymore, so we throw it away. First I need this pot for the dashi. The dashi making. I have this convenient dashi pack, just put it into water and start boiling it. For this recipe, we need how much dashi do we need? So dashi is basically soup stock, and dashi has like two ingredients. It's the bonito flakes, the katsuobushi, and kombu, algae. Algae is it algae? Algae. We need 2.5 cups of dashi. So bring it to boil. If you don't use a dashi pack, like you can also use like dashi powder, like the pre-made mix, and just add water and that's it. Or if you do it the traditional way, you first add the kombu, bring it to a boil, and as soon as it starts boiling, remove the kombu and then add the buntu flakes, bring it to a boil, and let it simmer for around 5 to 10 minutes, and then remove the buntu flakes, and then you got your dashi. All right. Um, and we also need like some water from the tea tapia. It says like 200 milliliters of water. That should be around half a cup of half a cup of liquid. All right. Where do I have my cup? Or where do I have my scale? You got my scale. All right. So everything prepared. So now we start with the frying process. Cook some oil into the frying pan, or in this case, into the pot. And then we got our meat. The meat. Mucus. Oh, put this one here. So, so putting all the meat in there. And then basically fry it until it's nicely brown. The meat. Give some time. But that's not really a difficult task to do. So while I'm waiting here for the dashi to boil, here I got the dashi. And also fry the meat. And after the meat is done, we just basically add all the other ingredients we have already prepared. So we have here the cut carrots with the nicely shaped. We have the takenoko, the what's the English name for it? Bamboo sprouts, bamboo shoots. The burdock in small slices. We got the taro roots, the satoimo, and the konyaku, the devil's root. And then of course the dashi. So dashi starts boiling. So the timer for, let's say, 5 minutes. 2, 3, 5. I used chicken thigh for this, but you can also use chicken breast. It depends on what you prefer. Like my son doesn't like chicken thigh, but he's not here today, so we're gonna use the original recipe, which goes for chicken thigh. You can leave the skin on. You can also remove it, depending what you prefer. If you want to have less fat, you just remove the skin. If you like the extra flavor, then leave it on. Take a look a little closer here, all my um, pots. So sometimes people ask me like, so what's your favorite Japanese dish? And that's actually too difficult to answer. I wouldn't say like one single dish. What I really love is like all these small dishes, like all the variety. It's called kaiseki ryori, and you get like super like small plates, nicely looking plates, and then like just a little amount of something there, and you get basically a whole like course menu, and you get all these small dishes, and that's I think that's my most favorite like Japanese dish. So like but if you were asking me like for one single thing that is maybe famous, then I would maybe say okonomiyaki. It's like you could say like fry all you like, fry what you like, because okonomi is basically the same kanji as ski, like konomu, konomi, and the o just makes it sound more polite, and yaki comes from yaku to fry what you like. Other people call it Japanese pizza, but it's more like a pancake with cabbage in there, and egg, and then it's basically you just add whatever you like. So the most people who haven't been to Japan yet, they know for sushi and ramen, maybe tonkatsu. But like if you come to Japan and you like see what's really available there, it's maybe like what you get out of Japan is maybe like 10% of what's actually Japanese food. And in recent years, it has become better in other countries, but like it's still really like a really small amount. And if you go to a traditional Japanese restaurant and you're like, I don't know what it is. What is this? What is that? And you're missing out on so many things. And that's basically why I started to do these cooking courses. Like, I mean, I haven't been doing that in a long time because online is a little difficult to do. As you can see, it's not always easy like to completely show everything what I'm doing. But cooking Japanese dishes yourself is a way of like eating the real Japan, the real Japanese dishes. All right. The meat looks good. It looks good. The dashi is, well, honestly, this is suitable for the meat. And then basically we add all the ingredients. Just to be sure, let me check my recipe. Yes. At the end, after boiling it for some time, we add the sake, mirin, and sugar and soy sauce. But that's really at the last step we do. So just a little longer for the dashi. So we can already add all the ingredients, as I said before. The konjac, the devil's root, the taro root, satoimo. Ew. Then we got here carrots, ninchin, nicely cut into nice shapes. Takenoko, the bamboo shoots, and the burdock roots, the like it. Gobo. Gobo, that's the word, yes. And originally I had plans to also add eggplant, lotus root, but the lotus root I bought today is unfortunately kind of moldy, so I decided not to use it. We don't want to get food poisoning today or tomorrow. So, dashi is done. I'm gonna remove the dashi pack. Convenient dashi pack. I love them. I have a whole like bag of bags in my fridge, so I can just conveniently make dashi without like spending a lot of time. Great. It's like a tea bag basically. So it works the same way. Getting all the nice flavors out there. And put dashi in here. then some of the flavor, the liquid from the dried shiitake mushrooms. Just a little. Yeah, oops. And then we bring it to a boil. Oops. Just a little more. So that's good. So, and now it's time for letting it boil. But there is something else we need to do to make it perfectly Japanese way. We're gonna use something which is called a drop lid or otoshibuta. So you can see it's like we have the ingredients here, we have the liquid in here. And what needs to be done now is we need to nicely cover it with something so that the heat is distributed evenly. And in order to do that, actually I have a toshibuta, but I'm not really sure I can find it right now. So if you don't have one, it's easy to make one yourself just by using parchment paper. And you just try to make like the parchment paper in a round shape, just about the size as your the easiest way would just to be like use the pot, use a pencil and go around, but like, didn't do that, so like too lazy to do it right now. That's like a preparation. I'll just like pat it around. In case you hear the cat, I'm gonna get your insights. Question. 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 There's a cat. There's a cat. Oh, you didn't really see the cat. Here's the cat. That's Wirstel, the small sausage. Yay. A comment. Cat left. Cat left. Yay! You made it on time. Great. We're just like halfway through. Kitty. Yeah, Kitty. What's a rat? Let me pretend the opportunity. And as I said, if you don't have one, you just make it yourself by just using parchment paper and cut the circle. And I'm just gonna do it like really roughly, so don't laugh at me because I'm not sure if this is gonna be looking like a circle. That's clear. Maybe. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you cover most of the surface of the liquid you have in your pot. And I'm using my son's scissors. So yeah. We don't look too bad, I guess. Yeah, not look too bad. So, putting through the whole thing, you can just poke some holes in there. Poke some holes. Because what we also want is that the liquid which is in the pot evaporates in here. So let's just put some. Just either you can use like a knife or just use what you also could do is like use like this and then just cut just like that. And really got some holes. But I'm too lazy right now, so I'm just gonna use a knife. And I don't know which one is. No, let's do the paper. The scissors version. That's safer. And it doesn't need to be like a lot of holes, but like a few. Also, what the Japanese people do is when they boil ingredients, they remove the foam. They call it aku or toru. That's basically the bad flavor of ingredients like meat or like the kind of astringent flavor of things. That's what you're gonna remove, but do by removing basically the foam. All right, I'm too lazy. I'm just like leaving it like this. And as you can see, I'm trying to show you. I have a specific tool here for removing the foam. It's this guy here. So I'm showing you how to do it. I mean, it really depends on like how like diligent you want to really be. Once in a while, if I want to really make it perfect, then I'm just, doing this. But if I'm feeling too lazy, I'm just, like dropping that. How Japanese do you really want to be? How much like what's the effort? How many efforts do you really put inside? Do you really know? How much energy do you have? How many spoons do you have left today? And honestly, I don't really have that many spoons left today. But anyway, let's remove some spoons. I I really kind of picky about flavor and things, so like I feel like if I go to Japanese restaurant, like go to a restaurant in general, like I prefer to have nice flavor because like I really love enjoying food and the texture and the flavor. And if I go to a restaurant and I feel like I could do this better myself, I prefer actually do it myself instead of like paying money and I'm not really happy with what I get. Not everybody is like that. My husband, for example, not. But that's like personal preference, and I'm one of the more picky people. In Japanese, you would say like kodawari. Kodawari means like you're really peculiar about like how things are done, and a shokunin, so like a person like who is doing like handicrafts, so like not handicraft, but like working. How do you say like like being a cook or what's the word in English? Right. Yeah. Lurking is fine. All right. So it's boiling nicely now, and we have basically removed all the aku. And let's put the drop lid. May reduce the heat level, it's boiling a little. Yeah. And I would say we leave it boiling for about 15 minutes. As I set the timer, 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, otherwise I would be now starting to prepare a different dish, but I only said I'm gonna prepare two dishes tonight. Oh, but we have one more thing that I need to do. So we got the sweet peas here, and I'm gonna just like pre-boil them for a few seconds, and we're gonna put them at the end. We're not gonna boil them together with the other ingredients because they're gonna get too soft. We want nicely crispy sweet peas here. These are actually from Bakaya Prefecture. So we got here. I think they're called snow peas. Anyway, I will prepare hot water. Put some water here into the pot. Bring it to a boil. Maybe add some salt for the crispiness, for whatever reason you want. Yes, my Austrian salt. Salt. Salt in Japanese is shio. Shio. Great. So, of course, what you can do here is, if you're picky like me, remove the this string. Whoops. But first, let's rinse them. Oh, now there's here. I forgot something to add. Good thing I just saw that. We forgot the shiitake. Don't tell anybody. Why did nobody tell me if I got the shiitake? You're working so diligently then. Shiitake. Great. So, nice smell. I love that smell. So, yeah. So, put back the drop lid. And so let's go back to our snow peas. Some good here. Let's just add a bit more from the shiitake. Yes, and that's what I hate for cooking. You have to clean after your meals. I wish I could like book like a kitchen or I just cook and somebody else takes care of the cleaning afterwards. That would be nice. So do with the snow peas, cut off the ends, and remove. Let's see if I can do it with my fingernails. These parts here. Oh, yeah, let's remove that one. The snow peas. I think the recipe said like 8 snow peas, but I just gonna use all of them because I don't want to throw away the others, and I don't know about the next days how much I'm gonna be able to cook or use all the ingredients. So better use everything we have there. That's one of the tasks I don't really like, but what should you do? It's just some. If you're super diligent about it, just cut it off with a knife. But that way you lose a lot of the pea. One more, one more. Great. So then let's cut it into bite-sized pieces. Let's just throw it into the boiling water. So one of the questions other streamers are usually asking, so what did you have for lunch today or for dinner or for breakfast or whatever? I unfortunately haven't had anything to eat yet, but I'm still alive. Good. So I'm gonna put them in here in the boiling water just for a few seconds to make it a nicely green color. Turn the color green. Yeah, I love it. It's called blanching. I'm not sure how to use it. What's the English word for that? In German, we say blanchieren. That basically comes from French. So chances are quite high that in English you use the same French-based word. All right. And let's get rid of the hot water. Wonderful. So got the snutsies here. They are done. We got another 6 minutes here for the chikuseni. You see, I'm having here the droplets using a parchment paper. If you have a real droplet, I have it somewhere, but I just don't remember where I put it. Maybe it's here. Let's see. No, not really. I have like a special drawer here where I have it here. I think it must have gone like missing while we were doing like moving from one place to the other. I really had a nice one. But that's how things go. One day you have something, next day it's gone. Yeah, we are nearly done. The last step we have to do after boiling the ingredients here in the pot is to add sake mirin, sugar, and some soy sauce. And that's basically it. And after doing that, basically you let it cool down and let it stay for several hours. Best is like overnight. So that's why I'm, preparing it today so that we can eat it tomorrow for New Year. Let me drink something. This is my nice cup. It's huge, right? It's my like Christmas present for myself, so that I can drink nice hot tea or cold drinks, whatever it is, for several, like I prepared this tea like before I started this stream, and we've been streaming it for like nearly 3 hours. And it's the perfect drinking temperature. It's not like super hot, but it's nicely like feels like nicely warm Christmas tea. I'm still drinking Christmas tea, not Christmas tree. And yeah, got another 4 more minutes. Do you have any questions? So people who are looking, who are watching. I mean, this is recorded, so like I'm leaving this on for some days in case you still want to, like here in Japan, it's already the 31st of December, but for most of you guys watching, I guess it's still the 30th, so you still have the chance to like, if you feel like this year you want to try some Japanese cooking, you could still get some ingredients and try the dishes yourself, or you just don't really care and you just cook it in the new year already. It doesn't really matter, like don't always be like more Japanese than the Japanese people are. If you feel like you want to try this, like you could just get the ingredients. If you're interested in like the list of ingredients, just sign up for my newsletter. I think that's a good idea. I have promised other people in my newsletter to like send them a list of all the ingredients so that I can prepare it beforehand, but I didn't really have time. Like the last several days were like really crazy. But if you want to sign up, if you want to get all the ingredients, the list of ingredients, and you can like get the ingredients and then watch this stream like as a recording and like cook along. I think that's a nice idea. So if you want to do that, just go to my website, japanesewithmanu.com, and just go to where it says newsletter and click the button and like sign up. And as a thank you present for signing up for the newsletter, you get also like a free 5 video set for beginners where you just learn the most important basics of Japanese language, including pronunciation, how to write, how to learn hiragana, katakana, and kanji in the correct way, what to learn when, in like what order, first grammar, first vocabulary, and first sentences. Yeah. And everybody who signs up for my newsletter also gets the notes. So, like when I record a podcast episode or like the long YouTube videos I share here, I usually have some kind of script, like with the vocabulary and the sentences, like, and it's a really nice way of studying. Like, it's a way for studying free, basically. You have like me in the video, and then you just basically, when you sign up for the newsletter, every time I record a podcast or a video, I send these notes to you, and then just print it out or whatever, and take some notes there, and you have everything basically for a nice Japanese lesson with me. All right, so we're nearly done. That's really perfect. Perfect timing. We got here everything. So here we can remove the droplet, maybe. Okay. Add. We can check like the softness of all the ingredients. It should be fine. Like it's been like for 15 minutes. Yeah. Let's just mix it a little bit. Where is my here? Yeah, good timer. 15 minutes done. Yeah, I love this smell. This is like one of my favorites. It's like the mixture of all the ingredients and the specifically like strong or intense smell of flavor is the dried shiitake, the mushrooms. Because like if you get fresh ones, they also taste nice, but the flavor is way not as like dense. So by rehydrating them with water, and we put also some of these rehydrating water in here as a liquid. So, but the thing is, like, if you don't like shiitake, then maybe it's not a good idea. But if you're like me and you love shiitake flavor, like mushrooms in general, then this is the dish for you to go. All right, so the last thing you have to do is adding some of flavors, and that is, what was it? We got the sake, mirin, sugar, and soy sauce. So let's check sake, mirin, sugar, and soy sauce. All right, sake. We need 6 tablespoons of sake. That's quite a lot, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then mirin. How much mirin do we need? More. And 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Where did I put the sugar here? And where is my spoon? Wouldn't it be easy to just, if you need an additional spoon, just get a spoon from the drawer? Don't have those spoons anymore. All right, so 1.5 spoons of sugar plus usukuchi shoyu. So we need the thin mouth soy salt. I'm not sure if you how long you've been watching this stream, but usukuchi shoyu. So shoyu means soy sauce, and usu comes from usui, means thin, and kuchi means mouth, thin mouth. So, but it's actually the opposite because like the flavor is strong. It's just that the color is not as dark. It really looks dark, right? But if you add this soy sauce into the liquid, right, uh, we've been using right now for this dish, it's not gonna turn dark. It stays basically the same. How much was it? Two. So if you want to have soy sauce flavor but not the color, then you're gonna use usukuchi shoyu. What did I say? Two? Yeah, two. One. Yeah, you can see it maybe. It's not as dark, right? Great. So, and I guess these are all the ingredients. Great. So we just leave it like this for some time. And depending how much time you have, the longer you leave it like steeping like this, the better or the more intense the flavor gets. So basically we are done. Just put like on top, like as a basically as some decoration. I put these the boiled snow peas on top here, and then wait until tomorrow and enjoy it as part of the food. For everybody else who has joined late, I will show you the other thing we cooked so that you know, like the end product. It's datemaki. It's like the sweet version of tamagoyaki. You know, like the fried egg roll. But this is it's a sweet version basically. And datemaki, I'm not sure if I explained that before, but like, so it needs to be like this. It's like rolled up, and I put it in the fridge overnight, and then it has this nice shape. And you see, like I have here a specific like sushi roll, rolling whatever shape, and this gives a really specific like kind of shape afterwards. So there's I'm gonna put it back in the fridge and give you some more explanation about where this actually came from. So yeah, so this was called, or this is called datemaki, and datemaki comes from a guy whose name was or is Date Masamune. He was one of the warlords, and he was famous for his fancy clothing style. He was really in Japanese you would say hade na fuku. So he's extravagant and really like dandy, and he loved the color yellow. And that's the reason why datemaki are called datemaki, because they're nicely yellow and they're fancy. And that's why. And so basically all the Japanese New Year dishes and ingredients have a story like that. And I would really love to do like a several day cooking course with you, cooking lesson online. But as I said today, the last days were really like crazy and busy. We've been working like half of the nights anyway. Um, so this is all I can offer you this time, and maybe I've been thinking of maybe like offering some other cooking courses, but not on like not only New Year, but like uh, doing maybe some bento cooking courses online, or I have like for Valentine, I have a specific like menu, like a set, like a, how do you say, like several course menu with traditional Japanese dishes I like to prepare, which is like a soup, rice main ingredients, some kind of starter, and the dessert. So it's like basically four things to cook, four dishes, and maybe that's an idea for the next cooking course if anybody's interested. It would also be like uh, takes around 4 hours of cooking time because Japanese dishes are, after all, really like Tema ga kakaru, you would say in Japanese. It takes a lot of work and like efforts. Yes. I guess that's it for today's stream. We were like doing this for 3 hours, 3 hour cooking course for 2 dishes. It's actually not that bad because it's Japanese dishes. And I said, "Tena ga kakaru." Te is like hand, and ma is like the space in between. So like the space in between your hand, you need a lot of space in between your hands to be able to do all these things. You might even want to borrow the hand of a cat. Neko, neko no te mo kakaru. What does it say? Neko no te made karitai. I wanna borrow the cat's hand even because I have so many things to do. All right. If there are no more questions, I would love to say thank you for watching this stream, at least part of it. And if you have any questions about what I did today and anything, just like drop a message either here on YouTube. Not sure if you can send a message on YouTube, but you can send me an email. My email address you can find, of course, on my website, japanesewithmanu.com, or I don't know, like wherever I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Just drop me a message if you have any questions. All right, thank you so much for watching. 誠にありがとうございました。それではまた。Yeah, have a happy new year. In Japanese, before the new year starts, you say 良いお年を. It's like good year. Also, 迎えください. Like, how do you say welcome a good new year, and when the new year started, you say 明けましておめでとうございます, which basically means 明けます is the kanji for bright, and if a new year starts, it's bright new year, bright future, and おめでとうございます just means congratulations. All right, so I guess let's see each other in the new year. See you. またね. Yours Manu from Japanese with Manu. Bye bye.